Hello guys, this is Coach Paul here. We're back for another Chalk Talk. As you know, go ahead and support our YouTube page, Phase 1 Sports Hawaii. Go ahead and subscribe, like our videos, let other people know about it, just so people know and help us grow of what we do here at Phase 1 Sports to help not only athletes physically but mentally, and also adults. I mean, just all across the board. So we're super excited for that YouTube page to grow, just so people get a better understanding of who we are and what we do. So for today, the focus will be our soccer programs that we hold here at Phase 1 Sports. This here sitting next to me, some of you guys already know, this is Coach Kirsten. She'll go ahead and share a little bit about her background, but to start, Kirsten has been here for how long now? Has it been 2-3 years? I mean,
it's been 4.
4 years. See how fast that went by. You look at things and events that have gone on in this world in the past couple of years, it just went 2 years ahead.
Yeah.
Right? Everything's shut down and everything just goes. So, it's pretty amazing how God works, in my opinion. Coach Kirsten, I've never known, just as most our trainers, but it was from one of our parents, Stan Dionis, who was a big part of our program and why we have grown so much, and just in a nutshell, they were colleagues. They used to work together, and Kirsten was really interested in what we do here at Phase 1, and she's great. She does all our videos, she does all our editing, all our marketing things, our flyers and everything of that nature, which I didn't know she did till later. But that's how we met. Like, she inquired, we met, and said, cool man, let's get it going. And she has taken over all of our soccer programs, and she is now currently the head coach at Kapolei High School girls soccer team. So Coach Kirsten, maybe just share a little bit about yourself and maybe your background in soccer.
So I've been playing since I was 5 maybe. Have been playing for clubs like Leahi, Rush when it was actually called Real Rush, and stayed with them since I was younger into high school. Played for Kapolei High School for 4 years on the varsity, and then ended up going to UH Hilo. After UH Hilo, came back, started coaching the JV team, and then I moved up to the varsity team.
Nice. Coach Kirsten also, during when things were shut down and we were blessed enough to have a facility that was still running and open, she put together a soccer tournament, 3v3, and it started as a 4v4 and
3v3, then a
4v4. And it was pretty cool because a lot of these young athletes and parents haven't seen the field in over a year, where, as you know, in club soccer, it's so busy throughout the year and travel and every weekend and practices from not just in one location practicing, but you're going from central to town to everywhere, and all of a sudden it stopped. And she put together this soccer tournament, and it was a great turnout. Everybody had fun, and it was pretty cool. But what we want to talk about today is what Coach Kirsten, now that her season has been over in the high school level, she's back here training again full-time in soccer, and we have a lot of programs offered, and it may look confusing, so we want to clear up that confusion so that you guys can understand exactly where you should put your young athlete. So to start, we have our Monday and Tuesday soccer skills training program. We have a beginner and an advanced level. So Coach Kirsten, in the soccer skills training, first off, what age group is this for? Is there a specific age group? Because I know
the soccer skills.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday.
I wouldn't say a specific age group, but it does tend to, for like the beginners, so that's the 4 to 5 o'clock class. That's more like very basic. So I had a lot of people reach out that are just starting soccer and want to get like a little bit more comfortable with the soccer ball without having to actually join a team. For those that are maybe just starting in ASO that wants just a little bit more touches on the ball, more smaller group sessions, then that would probably be the best for the younger ones that are just starting out. And then I have the 4 to 5, which are the ones that are still a little bit younger, maybe like 8 or 9 and up. The ones that want to get a little bit more sharper on their skills. That would probably be the best class for them.
Okay, so and then the older group is at from 5 to 6, and this would be the advanced group.
Yes.
And again,
intermediate to advanced.
Intermediate to advanced.
Yeah.
So there's no age, as you noticed. We didn't mention kind of ages in the beginner and advanced, because you could have a 7-year-old that's been playing since they were 4 or 5, and they're kind of advanced. So what would be the difference if a parent didn't really know what your perspective is on beginner, intermediate, advanced? What would you say in that? Because it's not age. Right?
Yeah, not really an age group, because there are a lot of younger ones that have a lot more experience, better touches on the ball. But if you look at if you're trying to decide which one you should put your kids in, just watching them play, if they have control of the ball where they keep it close to them, they are very familiar and comfortable without just, kicking the ball out or kicking it to wherever, then maybe the 5 to 6 is a lot better for them. We do a lot of basic trainings, but then I add on a little bit more. So if you want to try out the basics, see where they're at, that's totally fine. If you need to switch it over to the 5 to 6 because you feel like they're a little bit more advanced, or if I feel like they're a little bit more advanced, then maybe we can push them into the 5 and 6.
So we have our soccer skills training, and then you transition to Wednesday and Thursdays, same time, from 4 to 5 you have your beginners, and then from 5 to 6 you have your advanced players. Now, this training is more for shooting and finishing.
Yes.
So what's involved in this typical program, and what would be more for if they're wondering, okay, I'm a beginner or could be an intermediate, I'm not sure which one I should go to, what's involved in the 4 to 5 beginner, and then the more intermediate to advanced at 5 to 6.
For the shooting and the finishing, for beginners, we're going to be working on technique. For the intermediate to advanced, that's where we're going to start incorporating a lot of bigger finishing drill, like a game speed, game-like.
So Monday, Tuesday, we have our soccer skills training. And would you say that's more involved? Like, that's everything aside from the shooting and finishing, right?
Yeah.
And then we have the shooting and finishing on Wednesday and Thursday. Beginners again at 4, intermediate to advanced at 5. Cool. So we got that in place. Now, you might have also seen that we have a Saturday training. And what time was that again?
8 o'clock.
8 in the morning. And this one is for 10. Now, this is the age specific one, where it's for 10 years old and under, beginner. What is the difference in that beginner class versus the other ones?
This is definitely a beginner. So someone or a kid that's not used to dribbling the ball at all. I would kind of picture it being kids that are wondering about ASO or in ASO currently that want to try and get a little bit better. See where they want to go with soccer, if this is what they're interested in.
Okay, so would we say that your Monday through Thursday beginner trainings are more for players that are kind of on a team already?
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah.
A little bit on a
experience,
team, a
yeah.
little bit more, like they have coaching, like they are used to being coached by someone.
Yes.
They just really don't know how to play because they're new, maybe first season or so.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then Saturday is 10 and under. What is the youngest for this? Do you have?
Be about 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess no different from what we do in the football skills training, where as long as your athlete is able to kind of focus, for it's an hour session, right?
Yes.
So if they can focus for an hour, hopefully, I mean, we try to keep their attention as much as we can. But yeah, I mean, as long as they can kind of just be in it and focus and want to learn, I guess that's the biggest thing. And they want to learn, then they can be involved. So ages 10 and under, preferably around 5 years old or so. And it's for a very beginner, like maybe never played for a team. And you just want to see if they like soccer, or you just want them to be involved in something. Yeah. A lot of what I love about what we have here at Phase 1 now is that we are offering trainings for different sports. So meaning, obviously most people know us for football, but a lot of people don't like contact, right? They don't want to be in the contact arena, but they want their kids to be involved in something. So I think this Saturday class 10 and under is very good for those parents that just want them to be involved in something and just to learn something. And honestly, I think, you know, Coach Brandon and I were just talking about this earlier today, that a lot of athletes should play soccer, or at least train in soccer, because of the footwork and everything you learn. It's an awesome foundation to be more athletic in any other sport, especially in football or something like basketball. Like, I feel like you should have that skill. You don't have to play for a team in soccer, but if your number one sport is, say, football, you should do some soccer training just to get that footwork.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen Coach Kirsten do stuff with tennis balls, like hacky sack style. That ball, and you said, yeah, and he has to, of course he can't hit the ground or he's done. And the kid will count it over 75, and I'm like, I walked away like, oh my God, like, that's pretty insane. I can't even catch some of my receivers. I can't even get them to catch one tennis ball. And here's a kid dribbling a tennis ball for over 80 touches maybe. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. Now, the last thing we have, which is really, really important, is our strength and speed training specific to soccer. And you know, this is like something we've been trying to get our point across to the soccer world so much. And you know, I've been blessed enough to work with one of my very good friends, David Kane, and he's very involved in the ID camps for the girls soccer club world, or just girls soccer ID camps in general. And I got to meet you know, a handful of college coaches, one of them being Colorado's women's soccer coach. And he was sharing with the parents, like, if you guys do not get with someone like Phase One Sports to have your athlete at a younger age learning how to properly train, strength train for soccer, they're gonna come to our college and you're gonna fall behind no matter how good of a player you are. So you wanna get in touch with somebody like Phase One Sports, or someone that actually knows what they're doing when it comes to strength training. So why I say that so strongly is because it's I get it, man, a lot of people are inspired, motivated, or your dad or your uncle or someone is motivated to train you in their weight room at home. But and you know, you can go look up a lot of information today. Yeah. You have social media, you know, which is YouTube, Instagram. You see all these YouTube trainers, and I don't care what sport it is, or whether if it's bodybuilding, powerlifting. I mean, you see some ridiculous things online today, and the reason is they want to capture audience. Now, that is not our goal with our YouTube page or our Instagrams, is to give you information of what we offer so that you can take advantage of it. Everything we do here at Phase One Sports, whether it's strength conditioning, sport specific, skills training, for whatever sport it is, we got to make this clear. Nothing's for social media. I can tell you a lot of it will look boring, but it's the foundation of what makes you a great player that'll get you top level, and it's been proven. So we're not here for gimmicks, tricks, just to get you enticed. We get you right at the end of the day. So with that said, what do you have now? It's Monday through Thursday, correct? What are the times?
6:30 to 8 o'clock. So I realized that a lot of players, they're in club, so we wanted to try and make it as late as we could, so that we can accommodate the ones that are coming from practice, which we do have a few that are going to be coming from practice to training.
Perfect. And what are the age group for this training again?
12 and up.
12 and up. And what's involved in the training itself?
So we start off with some corrective stretches, making sure that we do that before we do any weightlifting, any speed stuff. After we do the stretches, we go into speed work, because of course soccer players need to have speed. And then we go through the weight room, and then recovery. Nice.
And you know, basically what Coach Kirsten went over is our model. That's our basic model of pretty much every program we have. You know, it's not just about, you'll see videos of us lifting weights, you'll see videos of us doing speed work, but what you don't see is the in-between stuff that prevents injury, that gets you more mobile, which is, she mentioned corrective stretching, you know, dynamic stretching, speed work, weight room. Why is it important for young athletes to have this strength conditioning, especially in soccer? Now, the sad thing is what we see in soccer, and right here in the state of Hawaii, I've seen so many young 9-year-old, 10-year-olds have meniscus injuries, ACL injuries, surgeries at such a young age, and that shouldn't be. And the problem is, it's because it's an overuse of their movements day in, day out throughout the entire year. Because soccer is literally, you get out, maybe you rest a couple weeks and you're right back in. The older ones are in club, go right into high school if they choose, and they're right back into club at the end of the day. So where is your time of getting bigger, stronger, faster, or at least stronger, faster, and preventing injury, in this case for soccer? None. Like, we've seen it. Like, there's absolutely none, unless you are that parent that understands this and you put them with a trainer that knows what they're doing when it comes to it. But as far as it being on normality, no. And when we started Phase 1 Sports several years ago, that was the hard part, is getting people to understand, like, this is a need. And in the States or in the mainland, that's a normal conversation between parents of any sport. They automatically, so where do you take your kid to train? And they're like, oh yeah, we go to so, oh shoot, maybe I should go check that out. Or we train at this place. It's never the conversations that are held here, especially several years ago. The question to some of the parents, why do you have to send them there? Why don't you just do it at home? Can't you just do it at the park or in your garage or whatever? And the sad part is that's great. It's motivating. You can bond with your kids. Sometimes that's good or not, because some kids won't want to hear it from dad or mom or whoever. And it becomes a tug of war, and it becomes, I hate doing this. So what I learned, even with my own kids, they didn't want to work with me to start, no matter what I have and what I do. So I want to make sure I put them with somebody who knows what they're doing, who I trust. Now, here's the deal. You can't just train whatever. You can't just go, I have equipment in my garage, or I can go down to the local commercial gym, I have a membership, and think you can just go and do what you did in the old school effect, or what you see on social media. Our programs constantly evolve so that the athlete or our clients continuously progress. So you can't just take something like, so in social media, for example, they'll show you a workout, but there's a lot of things left out of that workout. You can take it and do it, but you're gonna miss a whole lot of stuff that's involved in it, and you're definitely gonna miss how it progresses through, if the trainer is doing the right thing, which most YouTube guys, I'm sure they're legit trainers, but they're not gonna share everything. If they did, why would you go to them anymore? So they're gonna share enough for you to follow them and get their likes and whatever, but they're not gonna share everything. So here in this program, it prevents the injury needed to get better, stronger, faster, and the most important part for soccer is getting the different movements involved in the speed part of it and the agility, and then getting it stronger in the areas that need to be strong to prevent injury. And for most females, what I see especially are being weaker in the glutes, the hips, or certain quads are more dominant in soccer. Like, you see soccer girls with big quads. What that means is they're quad dominant, and there's a lot of reasons why they can get injured in that way. But again, if you don't understand all of these things, even by visually looking at an athlete or a person, I can tell already what can be worked on to prevent injury. Part I would like to ask Coach Kirsten, I can probably share a couple of things on this too, but your thoughts, why, you see a lot of soccer training going on in Hawaii, and I think they're all great. I'm not going to say any of them are bad. But here's I think for me, and I'll give my opinion first, even though I'm not in the soccer world in general, but I know sports, I know athletes, I know training. Now, I see all these different programs, which is great. They're at little sections at a park with a goal and some cones, which is cool. And yeah, you can say that's all you need for a soccer player. But I think why it's so unique for us here at Phase 1, and this goes for any sport, I don't care what it is, and any of the skill training things that we offer, our facility is top notch.
Yeah.
We're not at a park, we're not at an indoor gym, but it's very unique is how much space we have. and the different tools and the the things that we have to get your athletes better. For example, we have a Vertimax machine that can be used for any athlete. It's the best resistance you can have to train on versus rub bands and all that stuff, which is still great, but it's not a Vertimax. We have multi goals, whether it's a bigger ones, medium size, or small ones. We got a whole bunch of cones. We have a wall. We have tires. I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, I think that's just so cool that we have all these. I mean, it's not a fancy show thing, but it is like we have it. We don't have to go search for things because we have it all here at a facility. So what are your thoughts of what's the separation? If people are looking at, well, I can do this with my soccer club, I can do this with the trainer that I already go to over there, which is fine.
Yeah.
But what would you say is the difference? Like, you being in the soccer world and seeing it for so many years, why would you encourage people to come here to Phase One Sports and train with you here in soccer skills?
I mean, you pretty much said it. We have access to different pieces of equipment. We have a lot of space in here instead of being kind of pushed into a corner at a soccer field while all these bigger clubs, bigger teams are practicing regularly. We have a lot of space. We have a lot of individual spaces. We have small studio that we can do one-on-one strength training or one-on-one, footwork training if that's the case. We have a bigger field outside. We have this long field right in front of the pool, the gym, and then we have a smaller area for that I normally do the soccer trainings in. But we just have access to so much space and so much equipment that, I mean, if you go to a park, normally somebody would have to haul 3 or 4 trips of the stuff that we have. And I think that's what sets us apart is pretty much just everything that we have.
The easy access.
The easy access, yeah.
And a lot of the piece of equipments that we have are expensive, so you definitely won't see your normal person hauling it at the park. You're lucky if you even find a legit trainer at a facility with some of the equipment that we have that is so key to help your athlete get better.
Yeah.
And then knowing how to use them the right way, not just for show on the video.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, come and check out Coach Kirsten. I mean, so we mentioned all the classes that she does, but don't get me wrong, she also has done a lot of one-on-one private training. She's also have done a lot of small group private training, which is all different aspects. And the cool part about one-on-one and small group training, aside from all the classes, so here's another thing that people don't understand. Like, say if you do the class, right? Because financially, maybe that's a better option for you. Like, I'd love to do one-on-ones, I can't afford it. The cool part is you go in and you do the class, right? You get some of the training and you learn the basics and whatever. I would encourage, get with Coach Kirsten. How can I get more personal time? And you add 1 day a week of one-on-ones added to your class. So there's so many different options that we have. I think that sets us apart. As far as time-wise, we have lights up. We can go at night, and we can go at day. We go on the weekends. I mean, we don't have to fight for time at the parks. And I think that was the biggest one for us like Sarah's football skills training, is that we didn't have to want to go down and get permits or ask permission. Hey, can we share your field? Like, we don't have to do all that. We have our set times, 7 days a week. It's up to the Coach Kirsten on how she schedules her sessions. So yeah, get with her, figure out what you can and can't do, and just go from there.
Yeah, just contact me if you're interested in coming out. I look forward to meeting you guys.
Perfect. All right, guys, I can't leave today without sharing some of our sponsors. Waikea Water, Hawaiian Volcanic Water, keeps us hydrated here at Phase One Sports. Appreciate you, John, for taking care of us with this. Go and get your hydration here with Waikea. I also got to give a shout out to Stan Dionis for hooking up these nice hats. It's his brand Sick, S-I-I-K, or sickproducts.bigcartel.com. Go check it out. Order your hats, man. They're pretty dope. With that said, guys, this is another Chalk Talk. We'll see you again next week. Have a great and blessed day. Peace.